And we're back. It is time for Act 2. Whew. We've got a fair few considerations to make here. In particular, that the elites kind of spank us at the moment.
They might not though, you know. Honestly, we are okay at Gremlin Leader.
Are we? That's my biggest concern.
It's higher variance. It basically comes down to, does Gremlin Leader decide to aggressively buff and summon really healthy units?
Mm-hmm.
If Gremlin Leader doesn't do those things, then we can lay down a Crippling Cloud to deal with a round, and Catalyst scales damage against them. And we get, as we showed in Hexaghost, we get to 100 damage really fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am more worried about Slavers than Gremlin Leader, although Gremlin Leader is higher variance, probably. And we're not awful at Book, actually. Book may be our best of the three. So we're probably like one potion and a card away. And if we can get more consistency of that Grand Finale, then we solve all of them. Because Grand Finale is so good at these fights in Act 2.
So if we're about a potion and a card away, we should probably go up this line. We predetermined this before we started, the act. I'm not just pitching this as a new idea.
Yeah.
But we should probably go up this line in order to get, I don't know, cards and a potion.
Yeah. Yeah. Seeing more money, seeing more potions. If we didn't have Oddly Smoothstone and Toy Ornithopter, I would, especially at Ascension 3 in the ladder, I would be very wary of this path. Because I've just seen a path with this much density of fights and no escape options kill so many runs.
Yeah.
But we have the right answers.
That is one big thing about it, is we go through this first elite and then we have no choice but to go through another one.
Yep. And even just getting to that first elite, it's no fires, it's like 3 hard pull fights. It's really scary. But we can deal. Oh my god, wait. Don't click that card. It's better here to take 9 and then to Grand Finale next turn.
Is it?
I'm very sure. Yeah, because this is 9, and then we Grand Finale and Catalyst, and we win. Unless you think that we can... Because we're about to get vulnerable here, too. Unless you think that we're just going to full block and draw through Dazed and be fine with the, like, 31 damage attack we're about to take, then we should play around the Grand Finale.
I mean, I was thinking, like, float 7 block this turn, but adding 2 in and not possibly drawing the backflip, and even if we do, we only draw down to the bottom of the deck.
Yeah.
I mean, but hang on.
Can we get Grand Finale the turn after? Is that the suggestion?
No. The suggestion is now, if we play Defend and Blur, we have a 5/7 chance to draw the backflip, which gives us the Grand Finale. Or we can just play Blur.
Backflip makes Dazed. So it would
does it make it before or after its draw?
I think it's before. I'm 70% sure that it's before.
I'm pretty sure it's before as well.
Yeah.
Which means that we would be able to play that backflip. It's just Blur this time.
So we just Blur and then we hedge on getting the backflip. I can dig that.
But the thing is, we're not entirely certain about that working in that mechanical way. And if it doesn't, like, the pain of that not happening that way is so much.
It's pretty bad. Well, I mean, what's our block with defend, backflip, double defend, or whatever? That's like, or defend backflip only.
16.
I think if I were playing by myself, I would play around the Grand Finale here, especially seeing the act path in front of us. But I'm also really fascinated by this Blur backflip line.
We're doing it. I want to see how it works.
All right, backflip. Batter up.
Nope.
No.
But this is actually exactly what I thought was going to go down anyway. We now have the ability to... Boom. Take 8 damage. 8. Take 2 and kill.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were going to be going for the 31, but... kind of figured we were going to be able to defend. I don't know. I didn't have like a good reason not to think they were going for the 31. That was more just like a...
It was never going to work out, Raps, because here's what happens. This is what was in my head. Oh, I really like this dodge and roll. Yeah, so do you. What happens is you draw before the Blur. So in order to line that up, or before the Dazed, I don't know why I said Blur, because I'm Freudian slipping about good block cards. You draw before the Dazed, and so then you're at 0 cards in the draw pile. but then the Dazed gets added to the draw pile. So it's impossible to set up Grand Finale around the Dazed unless you perfectly draw.
Right.
In the beginning. That's wild. Or unless you can draw with an attack card, right? You could like use a dagger throw to fix it.
Very true. Very true. I'm just gonna keep extra block for the next turn and kind of just let them wear themselves down.
This is our power with Oddly Smooth Stone and Footwork and Crippling Cloud. This is how we want to win every fight in Act 2 if we can.
I mean, we even had the Caltrops possibly for this, but we don't need it.
Yes. Yeah, which is wild. Because that was one consideration when we picked it up, was like, oh, this makes us a little better at birds. Cool. Nice.
Easy.
Hey, well executed on that last fight. I would have just taken the 9. I dig digging for the slower, higher dazed, better outcome line. Sweet.
Ooh.
I think this Caltrops is bait.
Yeah. What?
I think it's bait.
Really?
I think it's bait. I really do. I really do.
Against the heart?
Yeah, we've got, with a Deadly Poison plus, a Crippling Cloud plus, and a Catalyst plus, and a Well-Laid Plans plus, we just want to get to those cards. It's going to be more than enough scaling damage to beat the heart, especially if we can find another Catalyst, if we can find a Corpse Explosion, if we can find a Burst, if we find a Nightmare. Like, this is one of those cases to where we're going from lethal damage to also lethal damage, but diluting our deck.
Okay. I see the argument for that pretty clearly. But is there any argument for a heal hook?
Hard with Velvet Choker.
Oh, yeah. I immediately forgot about the Velvet Choker. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah. No worries, no worries. I mean, we do have decent weakness density, actually. But without at least like a kunai or something to trigger off of it, I think it's a waste of one of our card plays.
Why am I splitting the damage?
That Caltrops is real tempting, though, isn't it?
It is. It is.
It's super hard to say no to it because you're looking at it and you're like, well, what if the poison doesn't come together? Then I've got lethal in just these Caltrops.
It's also just so damn impactful.
I dig splitting the damage
heart.
here. I think I would have done the same thing. I don't think it was wrong to split the damage, honestly.
I'm glad to hear it. Hang on.
Yeah.
Catalyst Neutralize just kills the target right now. Defend. It actually saves us a bunch of HP.
Nice. Nice spot. Yeah, I think that's it's so hard to not play the Well-Laid Plans too, right?
Yeah, it's like I immediately had clicked on it and I was like, I'm ready to play this. No, wait a second. Hang on.
You know, we even talked about this, I think, in the last ladder run, which is that you have to depend a bit on expectations and heuristics to consistently play Slay the Spire. And so pretty often in a run like this, you put together a vision of how you click the cards. And it's really hard to break out of that tunnel vision. But being able to recognize on that turn, oh wait, we don't play Well-Laid Plans and that's better, is like so huge.
Night and day in terms of impact.
Nice fight.
Oh, whoa, yes.
It's here. It's getting bigger.
Nice. Is there any consideration for, instead of going for the shop, going for the path that has a rest before the first elite?
Is there another merchant later?
Not guaranteed, no. I mean, we're still bad against the Gremlin leader and the slavers, so no, I'm gonna go out this line.
I think I'm going left, but I don't know. Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah. That's real solid. It's real solid.
All right, there are a fair few choices here as well, so why don't we take a second to figure out what we're doing?
Sure.
I think I have mine.
I know at least one card that I'm clicking on 100% of the time.
I hope it's the same one. I'll pitch mine. It's
okay, hit me.
It's Corpse Explosion Lantern. We've got a lot of draw in the deck. We have a lot of ability to go off on the first turn. We have a lot of things that are really important to set up on the first turn as well as draw for the first turn. It won't make us hit the choker yet. It's not that dire. I think it's those two.
I think here's my only other counter pitch. That it was either Corpse Explosion Lantern or it was Corpse Explosion Explosive Pot Remove.
Okay. Make the deck a little bit more consistent.
Which I don't think is terrible because the Explosive Pot is also 5 life and it does dramatically improve our chances against Gremlin Leader. where that single corpse explosion draw is not enough.
Yeah,
it's hard to put down the lantern, right?
I totally agreed. Specifically, its contribution towards the Gremlin Leader and Slaver's fight is the thing that sold me on that. Yeah. Again, it was another situation of I was thinking in the abstract of what I want this deck to be rather than thinking of what we need right now.
Right. Well, and there's no...
You dummy. Should have just held it.
No, I like Defend Catalyst. It's better block next turn. Next turn's 10 damage. Oh, is it different at low Ascension?
It doesn't start out with the tail whip, so we don't start out with the vulnerability.
Yeah. I think at Ascension 17, it's guaranteed to be tail whip first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you learn something new every day. Oh my gosh, we're about to get choked? No, we're close, but not quite.
We're fine.
Because of snake things. Oh, we win.
So triple double. I mean, it's the same either way, right? Triple double, it's 6 times. 6 times is not enough right now.
Quite enough, isn't it? Dang, that's too bad. Imagine a world where we were permitted to play Corpse Explosion and both Catalyst.
If
fairness,
only.
that Crippling Cloud was free.
Actually, thinking about this fight in particular, as well as the ability to play, Crippling Cloud and Corpse Explosion in the same turn.
Yeah.
Would you still take Snecko after this next boss?
Probably. Snecko and Velvet Choker play together very nicely. And this is definitely an example of a deck that has a few cards that are worth way more than the other cards. So I would probably take it.
Still?
Yeah, I'm all on the skip. Nah, I don't think we need any more unupgraded deadly poisons.
Right. I agree in terms of the talk about the Snecko. I would still take it. In fact, like I'm kind of looking forward to the possibility of getting it.
Yeah, it makes it so strong.
I do not like this turn right now. We're not even a strike and explosive potion away from being able to kill the fat gremlin, but we don't really care about being weak with this deck.
Oh man, and we don't have our well-laid plans, and we have both of our catalysts and the grand finale in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, this is pretty close to a worst case draw. It definitely feels like we're going in on explosive for something, right?
This
like
turn, because the Gremlin Leader's not blocking anything, so we could just full defend and look for like Crippling Cloud or Corpse Explosion in a later hand.
My only concern is AI manipulation, because as long as there are 2 or more units, Gremlin Leader is never resummoning. It's only buff and attack, and that is real spooky.
But it's not attacking next turn.
True, it's buffing and then attacking the turn after. I see what you're saying. Don't Corpse Explode or Crippling Cloud now. The enemy is what? Its only weakness here. It's not also frail at this level. Block, move on, try to get Crippling Cloud value. Okay, I'm sold.
Cool.
My concern was that the kind of go-to judgment is I need to get 1 down, but we can get so much more value out of Corpse Explode here, right?
Yep. Should be heartily good enough. Because that's 10, so we would actually have to also pop the explosive potion in order to get the kill on a single target, like the Mad Gremlin. Then the Mad Gremlin will blow up and kill the rest.
Do you want to plan around? Would you ever do, like, backflip, corpse, well laid, and plan to block the attack next turn?
I don't think
so.
And
then don't get a kill this turn.
Because I think if the Gremlin Leader is still attacking next turn, the well-laid plans that we're about to play this turn holds a survivor and a backflip. Like, we already have good defense for the next turn. We might as well wipe these.
In that case, I guess, are you planning to play the explosive pot this turn to help it, or are you going to let them, like, which way are we taking that?
That's, right. He's about to buff, and he's not weak. We do have 2 weak sources still left in the deck.
Yeah. Because one line, I guess, is Corpse Explosion, Strike, the Mad Gremlin, Well-Laid, and Explosive. They're both dead. And then we've kind of hit a reset, and we haven't seen Well-Laid plant, or we haven't seen Crippling yet, so we have an answer for the next wave. And that's not terrible. It means no poison on Gremlin Leader yet, and that kind of scares me. But like you said, we save a lot of block potential in Potions, and in Neutralize, and in Crippling coming up. It's not bad.
I think because we have the Crippling Cloud for the next wave, guaranteed because we have the well-laid plans here. I'm more comfortable with the explosion going off this turn.
Okay. I really like working through this with you because this is one of the trickiest fights in the game. It's genuinely one of my favorite. It's super complex. There's a really fine balance between playing defensively and offensively enough. It like really rewards aggression, but also it's just a really tricky fight. And it's very non-deterministic in terms of what Gremlin Leader does. So it's one of my favorite fights in the game.
The fact that it's non-deterministic in terms of what the Gremlin Leader does, but also has the ability to AI manipulate it is what introduces that level of complexity for me.
Yes. Right. You're manipulating, but not deterministically. It's percentages. Yeah. A little bit more towards the attack or a little bit more towards the summon. Sick.
Yeah, we should be pretty easy from here on out.
I think you're right. I think we've done it. The attack from Gremlin Leader, if and when it comes, is scary. But we have a lot of health. Oh my gosh. Do you double down the... What are we on? Is it 6? Oh, we can get the kill on the minion right now if we corpse explode them.
Or
does that ever work?
We could Deadly Poison Catalyst and then wait a turn because it doesn't matter.
Yep, that's true. We win either way.
This is another situation of like, I know the enemy's not attacking this turn and they're dead before they attack next turn, so
yeah.
Why don't they just lay down?
It's one of my biggest weaknesses in this game, and so this is another way where we balance each other out, is that lots of times when I'm solving a fight, I basically assume that the enemy has infinite life. And I'm playing in this vacuum of optimal play on the way there, and sometimes you just need to win.
Sometimes you do. I really like that deflect upgraded here.
I'm spooked by it. We still have Velvet Choker.
We do. We're not super close to the Velvet Choker on most turns at the moment, and we also have, by base, half a footwork.
True.
We've even got a blur, which lets us hold it for another turn.
Do we need the block? Are we feeling block starved?
I don't think I feel block starved right now. I am trying to prevent myself from feeling block starved in the future. I think like we could take out the automaton very easily already with this deck.
Yeah.
I don't have to take that deflect. I think we do have enough defense.
I think you're right. I think you're right that the Velvet Choker we can play around. I think from this point we need our blocks to say things like Piercing Wail. Like that's the kind of block that we're missing. I think our deck is already doing a pretty good job on block. Plus, we haven't played Grand Finale yet, and it's starting to hurt my feelings.
I played it 2 times, thank you. Neither time was it necessary. I'll add that, but I have played it.
Okay, we clicked the card. That's true. That's fair. Oh, nice. Full block. Cute.
Oh. Is this ever pop the block potion, go for Catalyst, Deadly Poison? Because we're not getting them back in this cycle.
I love that also because we're at full potions.
Yep. And we even have the ability to get the value out of it because we have the Ornithopter and we were missing health.
Yeah, I think the other 2 potions in our belt have much more flexible value. A block potion is always worth, 17 health technically, right? And so it's just as much value now as it is later.
Yep.
Feels good.
Awesome.
GG.
Very glad the snake plant was not a... Oh, come on. I mean, I don't have a problem with the dodge and roll again because it is, but it's more defensive. We don't necessarily need it. Maybe we need Dagger Spray for a little bit more AoE to supplement the Crippling Cloud Corpse.
The burst.
I know.
Even with Velvet Choker, it's so crazy powerful.
Are we still going to do it?
I think this burst is amazing. Yeah, I think this burst is super exciting.
Not letting you second
I might even upgrade. I might even upgrade it. Because here's the argument, right? The argument is, but we only have 6 card turns, 6 card plays a turn. And it's like, okay, but if 5 of those cards are playing Catalyst 4 times, was that wrong? You know, it's like, was that really wrong? That wasn't wrong. That was just a really strong turn. Okay.
I'm sold.
Go big.
Are you going for the wait, actually it's the same amount. It's just either the fight is after or before the rest.
And I like the fight before the elite just because it lets us pick up a potion maybe. Then we have a bunch of backloaded events.
Also means that we see both of these card choices rather than just one of them before we get to the rest. Just in case it's an upgrade on any of those. Although it's almost certainly going to be Catalyst.
Here's a min-max. fighting the one non-elite fight increases our chance fairly substantially of seeing a rare card in the elite fight, because that will bump up our rare offset, and then we get that kind of modifier from the elite fight. So it's pretty good.
Wait, so I didn't really consult you on the potion bolt pickup there?
No, it's so good. So good.
Good. The little consideration that I do have for it is, obviously, we still need to get that sapphire key, so we're going to have to give up something next floor, but I think this is better than the average relic for us.
Oh, substantially. Even if we didn't have Toy Ornithopter, because this class has access to things like... do we play the Caltrops here?
I'm thinking, yeah, take the 2 damage for the Caltrops.
Just to, like, make Shorebirds goes down. I like that. Low variance play. It's good. Low variance play really important at lower Ascension, I think. Even without the Toy Ornithopter, like, with the Toy Ornithopter, that belt represents another 10 life at the minimum in the heart fight, right? Without it, we still have... This is a class that has Ghost in a jar? Even a Poison Potion is a huge deal to be able to hold, right? I think that single relic opens up our boss picks so much, because we can store value for fights that we're worried about substantially. It's huge. Wow.
Yes.
It's coming together. It's coming together, Rhapsody. It's so good.
A pre-upgraded one, though. With a burst doubled in the deck as well.
Yeah.
I think that could be the last poison we pick up.
It could be. It could be. It's honestly not bad. We haven't seen Snecko Skull. We honestly kind of prefer the 1 cost to the 2 costs like Bouncing Flask right now. Even though card density is important. I like this. I'm convinced. With the burst now too.
Yeah. Hey.
And we have 2 catalysts, so we want to be pretty certain that we get to these cards quick and fast and early and everything.
Fully oh my god. All right, I'm just gonna roll my face on my keyboard until we win this fight, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, I think you should click the cards.
So we did get choked that turn, but only after we actually played all of our cards. So it's not our problem.
We played everything we wanted. It's not our problem. That's funny. We played our cards, and then we got choked. GG. The question is, how much damage do we take on the way out? None. 0, please.
And we got choked there, but again, after we played everything.
Well...
Oh, should we hold the strikes or the strike and the defend to the funeral of the Book of Stabbing?
Both, because we're balanced. This is a balanced moment. Hey, you know, I don't want to be adding anything to this deck, I'm not gonna lie, but you said this earlier and you were right. Like, 1 Dagger Spray plus goes a long way in terms of securing us against Repto. If we can get to the point to where we can do that by turn 2 every time, then we don't want the Dagger Spray. So that's the big question, is will we get to the points where we can always do that? If so, we skip this card.
I think if we can, we are going to need like one of these to be a shop for removal and like harsh slow down on the card pickup. We're also going to see extra but we're not going to be resting commonly. So specifically because the Reptomancer fight and the Spire, Shield, and Spear both kind of want it a little bit, but the shapes next floor, unless there's few or only one spiky shape. What's their name again? Spikers or something?
Yeah. Well, the effect is thorns. Oh, and Monster Train has me all messed up now too, because there's spikes and thorns and stings.
And they've got frostbite for poison. I'm
leaning against this Dagger Spray, and the only reason is the existence of Corpse Explosion. The existence of Corpse Explosion, specifically, we're not planning to Dagger Spray down the Act 4 elites, I don't think. What?
Well, that's a lot of rares.
Yes.
Do you want a second Grand Finale?
No,
don't. Okay, good. So you were too silent after that, and I was like, oh no.
Teak, I'm not inviting you on this show anymore. You can't keep coming here and giving our children grand finales. You can't.
Get thwacked.
I am so ready to destroy these fools. You just gonna Wraith Form turn 1? I think we can.
Yeah. All right. Let's do it.
I'm fairly confident we can. We now have 3 turns to draw Corpse Explosion Catalyst, basically. Yes.
Do we take 2 damage this turn rather than play the dodge and roll so that we can also get the deadly poison out?
Nah, I think it's crippling, dodge, and roll deadly. I think we don't need well laid. Because with the poison setup,
but
like,
if,
all we're drawing from here is...
My big concern is, like, if we draw burst before we draw any of the rest of these, we want to hold on to it pretty badly.
I see what you're saying. That's a fair point. In that case, maybe it's well laid, dodge, crippling.
Yeah, hold the deadly poison.
Cool. Yeah,
okay.
I like that. I like that play.
Forgot that we had the ability to retain 2.
So I've played this game for a long time, as have you. And one thing that I'm constantly investigating are like, what are the cards that let's grand finale. Can we get there before they attack us though?
We do have 2 catalysts left in the deck as well as holding a burst.
We would have had to burst backflip, and then I think we could have gotten there with then the other backflip and the escape plan. Instead, we could choose to win. And I'll accept that as an effective line. I'm going
to hold the grand finale.
I just want to see it, frankly. If you can just hold it up and like maybe put a little space on the wall, like kind of a shadow box.
There you go. I'm just going to...
Thank you.
Put it there and then look away for a second.
Okay, I close my eyes.
We got him.
Could you hear that siren song? No, you did it. Cheated into play.
Yeah, I just used the normality cheat to play it again.
Gosh, that is such a fun bug. Wow. Okay, hear me out. So we burst Corpse Explosion on the Slaver, on the Taskmaster.
Yeah, 100%. Because it'll do 2 times its max HP and damage, so it'll kill the Gremlin Knob.
Yes. Can we get
Do we take the 7 or add 14 to this? Because this is not only 14, but it's also 13 next turn, so we pretty much guarantee the kill.
I am all in on taking the 7 to get the double deadly.
Perfect.
That is like a guaranteed kill next turn. That is solid for 2 relics. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now we want that malaise too. That's such a crazy library. I don't think I've ever seen 3 rares.
Yeah, nor have I.
And you know, the rare offset does affect it, but 3 and it was Wraith Form, Malaise, and Grand Finale. That is a stacked library. That's like the world's nicest library.
Yeah, we didn't talk about Malaise at the time, but Malaise was also a very reasonable choice. It's just overshadowed.
With Burst, and if we knew we were going to get Ice Cream, I still would have taken Wraith Form, but Burst, Ice Cream, Malaise is like a very playable thing with Velvet Choker. It's huge.
So we do have Velvet Choker. We've got well-laid plans. We've got a couple expensive cards, but they're usually ones we want to play instantaneously. I don't think it's time to take a setup.
No. I'm feeling really good about Skip in general. Like the list of cards that I take over Skip is getting diminishingly small. Which is rare for me because I'm the master of building a 45 card deck at Ascension 20 or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
But some decks just have their answers, and what you don't want is to dilute those answers. Some decks build their answer in redundancy, but that's not what we're doing here, right?
Yep.
We're just holding Burst, and you would not hold Grand Finale in this fight?
No. There's a Corpse Explosion in this deck.
It's true.
I could actually pop the Blessing in the Forge here for a Burst, Blur, and Corpse Explosion on the front orb. That's 100 damage when 104. It's 114 rather when the orb blows up.
Yeah. Do we even need to pop the potion?
We don't have to.
We might not need to.
I mean, actually, we are in a low enough Ascension that as long as we get out of this fight on 1 health, we full heal.
Then what about this alternate plan? Burst, Corpse Explosion, Catalyst, but on the Bronze Automaton. The first Corpse Explosion knocks out the remaining artifact. The second one goes live. The Catalyst is damage. We get a full heal. We've got 61 life. We don't use any potions, and we're like already set up to win. Something I really like is being able to play the I've got 61 health, so I'm just going to guarantee I win in 5 turns by taking damage to the face.
Yeah, I weirdly, as the Watcher and the Ironclad, I'll think about that every time. As the Defect and the Silent, I have to choose to think that. Choose to look for that as an opportunity.
Yeah. But that's why there's 2 of us. That's the power of the duo.
Mm-hmm.
GG.
Extremely powerful duo.
What was it that you were about to say? You were gonna say you were clicking at a card or...
I do not even recall.
Yeah, I feel that way most times that I create content. It's just a stream of fading analysis, for sure.
Especially because like a lot of the games I'm playing recently are actually a little bit more fast-paced, like Atomicrops.
Yeah.
So I end up in a lot of situations where so many things are happening on screen that I'm forming a queue in my head of all of the things that I want to talk about. Right. And then I'll get, 10 minutes past the last trigger for the last thing on the queue, and I have to revisit this queue in my head and go, wait, okay, which is the last thing I talked about? Okay, and then this is the next one up. I'm just talking about things like on a 5-minute delay constantly.
Right. Wow. Do you want to guarantee that we win?
Yeah.
Are you interested in that?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Thank you.
Oh, wait.
Do you wanna?
I love this Pandora's box.
Go for it.
I think it's fantastic. I've never seen this. We put it together. If we get Tungsten Rod, this is the deck that can never die. That is incredible. Oh my god.
I'm almost crying.
No way.
Well,
I'm crying. I've seen some crazy Pandora's boxes, but this is easily the most outrageous one I've ever seen.
I think we win. The weirdest annoying, not annoying, sorry, the weirdest thing about this is actually it even has discard build support in it as well.
It does. It's like, would you like to do 18 damage? And I'm like, no, I would like to be invincible and deal 1800 damage, please.
And
oh my god.
A little bit of a nod towards energy. I mean,
yeah.
God.
Can I talk about this combo? I think most people who are watching know it, but I've got to imagine there's at least one person who doesn't know this. This is one of the simplest ways to potentially live forever against the heart, which should be impossible because the heart will eventually do more than you can block. The block cap is 999 and the heart scales into the infinity range. But Wraith form takes every 1000 by 15 and makes it a 1 by 15. And so you have a secondary problem. Okay, how am I blocking that 1 by 15? And how am I blocking the beat of death damage so I don't hemorrhage over time? If you can find something like Tungsten Rod or something like a Metallicize or some way to always generate a bit of block every turn, then Nightmare gives you infinite of any card because you can always Nightmare more Nightmare. And Nightmaring Wraith forms gives you infinite invincibility. This is the deck which can block forever against the heart. It's crazy. It's not a thing you should be able to do. It's very busted. It's
extremely, extremely busted. I can see that in the next floor, basically every time we draw a Wraith form, we're just going to play it until we just burst and blow up the enemy.
This deck never waits. It just plays Wraith form. If we upgrade them both, we have 9 turns to play Catalyst.
Oh god. Absolutely ridiculous. Wow. Well, we're gonna be playing through this deck in the next video. Again, linked in the description down below. We'll see you there.